As a reminder, please silence all cell phones. Welcome to tonight's press conference for the Southern University Jaguars. Southern Sports Information Director is Rodney Kirshner. We're joined on the podium by head coach Carlos Funchess and student athletes Genovia Johnson, Amani McQueen, and Tynesha Metcalf. Coach Funchess, would you like to make an opening statement?
Yes, I thought we came. Can you hear me? Okay, I thought we came out and played extremely hard. Got some good looks early, scored some buckets, made a run. They did a good job of keeping their composure, moving the basketball, getting some easy shots, and fighting back in the game. Down late in the first quarter, I thought we kind of got out of character a little bit and didn't move the ball like we needed to, and that gave them an opportunity to score some transition threes. So, I'm proud of the young ladies because they played extremely hard.
Thank you, Coach. We'll now take questions for the student athletes. As a reminder, please state your name and affiliation at the beginning of each question. If you're on the Zoom call and have a question, please use the raise hand function, and I will call on you with instructions if we have time for your questions.
How's it going? Alex Simon with the Next. Genovia and for Amani, would you guys obviously turn the ball over 20 times? It can be a hard thing to overcome. Do you feel like it was something they were doing defensively that caused those turnovers, or was it more of a self-inflicted issue on the turnovers?
It was definitely a self-inflicted thing because, like Coach Funchess just said, we got out of character late in the first quarter, and that forced a lot of turnovers as a team. And we didn't move the ball as well as we usually do.
I feel like we allowed the other team to speed us up, and we're usually the one that speeds up other teams. So I feel like we should have settled down. We didn't get to really settle in and get comfortable, and that was kind of our downfall. We tried to pick it up, but it's hard to come back when you're playing a good team as well. So, yeah.
Cheryl Coward, hoopfeed.com. You had that first quarter lead, but of course they came back in the second quarter and outscored you. You only scored those 4 points, but then you kind of came back, late in the third. Did you feel like you could have controlled the pace a bit better and maybe kind of overcome some of the turnovers and self-inflicted mistakes that were going on? I mean, you guys were playing really hard. I mean, falling all over the floor, all sorts of things.
I can answer that question. I thought we did they did a good job of speeding us up. We broke the press, and we took some quick shots. Some of them were questionable shots. Some of them we could have made, but we didn't. And once they got the ball rolled, it's like a snowball going downhill. It just kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and we just couldn't stop it. I thought we settled down in the third quarter some, went in halftime, but every loose ball, every 50-50 ball looked like they got. It bounced off 2-3 people, and they would pick it up. That's just a break some night, but we kept playing hard.
Hi, Damon Esper for The Advocate. It seemed like their size started to take a little bit out of you guys in the second quarter also. They had a couple of big girls out there. Were they being physical or anything?
The whole game was very physical, and the size didn't cause us to have a lot of problems. It was things that we did that we didn't capitalize on turnovers that we did force for them. We didn't capitalize on all of them, and things happen when you don't do the things that you should do, capitalizing wise.
Ben Parker, CardinalSportsReport.com. For the players, obviously, not the way you wanted this game to go, but still making the NCAA tournament still a big accomplishment. Just talk about how proud you guys are to get this far, get to this stage, and just what was the key to your overall season success to get to this point?
I think we had a great season. The overall key to our success this season was defense. We're a defensive-minded team. We always have been. We never go off offense. If we're having a good offensive night, that's a plus, but we're always a defensive team. The chips and the odds were against us this year. we stepped up and we made a lot of plays. We beat teams that people didn't think we could beat. So I feel like we overcame a lot of adversity. And I'm proud of us. I mean, I have no reason to hold my head down. I'm really proud.
2 questions, Amani. I know I asked you this yesterday before the game, but now after the game, that obviously not the result you want, but to finish your career here in the NCAA tournament, just on a personal level, how does it feel to end it at this stage and at this point?
It's all I could ask for. I couldn't imagine my season ending a different way. It could have ended a long time ago, but it didn't, and I'm very grateful for my teammates, Coach Funches, like I said, the COVID year, because I wouldn't have been able to play this year. It's been a great year for me. I mean, it was a lot of up and downs, but it was a really great year.
And then, Tynesha, I saw that you frequently were guarding Nasira Pryor over at Sacred Heart. Can you just talk about how difficult she was as a matchup for you guys?
Oh, she's pretty fast. She's quick. So we just tried to maintain her the best we could. But, yeah, she's pretty fast. I got to give her that.
All right, Michael Robertson, Afro-American athlete. So, Coach, you and the players, you're out here in California, home of the Stanford Cardinal. What would it have been like for you to coach against Tara and then you guys to play against Haley and all these All-Americans on Stanford? Did you anticipate that?
We did. Every game we go that we play, we go into it expecting to win. We played a lot of Power 5 teams. We played probably, I think, 5 teams that's in the NCAA tournament prior to our conference season. And I mean, we would approach it just like any other game. Of course, it would have been another NC2A game for us, which we really, really wanted. But we would have gone into it and prepared just like we playing a conference game.
As a reminder, please keep the questions for the student athletes at this point, and then we'll take questions for Coach after. Thank you.
Hi, Damon Esper again. Their girl Pryor, you guys did a really good job of shutting her down on her scoring, 3 for 13. I talked to Chloe for a second already, but can you guys talk about the defensive game plan and how you guys were going to try and keep her from being their leading scorer like she usually is?
We just tried to limit her touches, and we also tried to keep her from going to her strong hand because we know she's at her best when she's going downhill with her strong hand. So we just tried to maintain her the best way we could.
And help whenever you can.
Yes, and help.
Cheryl Coward again, hoopfeed.com. Coach mentioned the 5 teams that you played, the Power 5 teams, and then coming out here and playing in the NCAA tournament. What does that experience do, not just for you all as seniors or older members of the team, but for the younger members of the team going forward to help the program continue on an upward trajectory? What do you feel that this experience has given your team?
This experience has gave the younger girls of our team, I feel like, a very good experience, a very healthy, and in the long run, they're going to know what it takes to be a champion and what it takes to win an NCAA game and what it takes to win as a whole, and leadership, a lot of leadership and sitting down and being the best self and being better for their team.
Any more questions for the student athletes? Thank you, Genovia, Amani, and Tynesha. You can rejoin your teammates in the locker room. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh yeah, we're going to give it to all of them to your team.
Okay, thank you.
For sure. We'll now take questions for Coach Funches. As a reminder, please state your name and affiliation at the beginning of each question. If you're on the Zoom call and have a question, please use the raise hand function. I will call on you if we have time.
Coach Alex Simon from the Next. Defensively, you guys hold them to 57. You guys are a very good defensive team as it is, and you even were better than the average tonight. What, I guess, did you find to be the most kind of important part of the offense as to why you guys struggled so much?
Well, I didn't think we made good decisions a lot of times, especially in that when they made that run in that second quarter. We didn't share the basketball. We played out of character. We were missing open players for easy shots. We didn't do a good job passing the ball to the post. You know, you have games like this. Now, I have to give them a lot of credit. They had a really good game plan. They sagged on most of our shooters. They made it really tough to get into the paint. And we are a mid-range jump shooting team or a penetrating team trying to drive and then kick. But they did a really good job of negating that.
Ben Parker, CardinalSportsReport.com. You kind of touched on it, but what went wrong for you guys in that second quarter, 21-4? Because outside of that, you guys, I think, actually outscored them the rest of the game. But just what really kind of accounted for that, for the second quarter being as lopsided as it was?
Well, I thought it was twofold. In the game of basketball, most of the time, one mistake leads to another one, and we turned the basketball over. We took quick shots, and that led to, I think, 3 transition threes. You know, in the half court, we did a really good job of guarding it, but when they get turnovers, live ball turnovers, it's really no defense for that. And they got the kid, I can't think of her name, Amelia Wood. She hit back-to-back threes, and that kind of got their confidence going. And again, like I said earlier, it was like a snowball going downhill. We got a little rattled, and I hadn't seen that from our team in a while.
All right, Michael Robertson, African-American athlete. Coach, I'm a proud HBCU alum, Tennessee State University.
All right.
But what does it mean for you to bring your team out here and play at this level on, national TV, so to speak, and to be in the NCAA tournament representing HBCU?
Well, I mean, it's always great, especially to make the NCAA tournament. It was a lot of hard work. We had some ups and downs. We lost 3 games in a row. We followed that up with winning the next 9 out of the next 10, and that's hard to do. But we stuck to our game plan. They kept believing, and they kept playing the game the right way on both ends of the court. But we're really very happy to be here, no doubt about that.
Coach Alex Simon from the Next Again. I know against Jackson State, you guys came back like a fury at the very end. When you get it to single digits late and you guys are pressing, was there ever a thought in your head like, can we do that again in this one?
I mean, I knew it was going to be tough. We just didn't shoot the basketball well tonight. I don't know what we ended up shooting 1 for 9 from 3, and we're a pretty good 3-point shooting team. So we struggled from that aspect. So I knew it was going to be tough. I just wanted the young ladies to keep competing and making the right plays down the stretch, just to give yourself an opportunity to win.
Damon Esper for The Advocate again. You started out 5 for 8 from the floor by my count, and we're leading the rebounds 10-4. And that second one, I think, when they started rebounding on you, was part of the flood. So, I mean, obviously your team was playing well there in those first 5 minutes, but did it just fall apart just because of their defense, or what did you think?
They did a really good job. I want to make sure I give them credit, but I didn't think we did I thought we did a poor job of moving the basketball. Again, like I said, we played out of character, and live ball turnovers, it's going to be tough to defend that, and that's what really got them going. And once they got that lead, I mean, you can't trade buckets. They did a good job on the boards. They got some old boards, some putbacks and things like that, got some easy buckets. And when they needed a bucket, they made timely buckets. When we were trying to make a run, they made timely buckets. So I tip my hat to them. Coach did a great job getting their team prepared.
Cheryl Coward again, hoopfeed.com. 2-parter. One, kind of the question that I asked the students about what this means for the younger players on your team as far as the experience and coming back, in the future. And the second part is, I know you talked about this a little bit before, I think in the pregame presser, and some other coaches have too, as far as the tide is turning for recruits coming either from Power 5s to HBCUs or just going straight to HBCUs. How do you think that's trajectory is going to play out in the next few years, and have you seen that personally?
Yes, I have. I mean, make the NCAA tournament is always a plus when it comes to recruiting. I had recruits calling me and texting me, telling me congratulations. A lot of times you can't get them on the phone if you don't make a run in a tournament. And the caliber of players we recruit, again, the NCAA is great to be able to use as a recruiting tool, once you make that tournament. And for the younger ladies on the team, I mean, they see what it takes, the hard work and the ups and downs they're going to have when you're trying to be a champion. You know, it's not easy. These young ladies started back in June, lifting weights, the first week of June, conditioning, working out every week. It's extremely, extremely tough. A lot of people see them jog out during game time and think it's easy. But like right now, we'll probably take off a couple of weeks and we right back in the weight room, right? I mean, it never ends. And it takes a lot of dedication and sacrifice.
Any more questions for Coach Funchess? Yep.
Did you get a chance at all to speak to Tara Vanderveer? I know when teams come out here, they talk about how welcoming and gracious she is as far as advice and, you know, giving just all kinds of, you know, tips and wisdom on what it's like, you know, to be an elite.
Yes, she came down before the game and spoke to our entire staff and, you know, congratulated us on being an NCAA tournament team. And, you know, that was special. That was very special, you know, to have a Hall of Famer come and congratulate you. But everything has been great here. The staff has done a wonderful job. It couldn't have been a better experience for our team.
Any more questions for Coach? Coach, thank you, and congrats on a great season.
Thank you.
We'll now take a short break and be back with Sacred Heart's press conference.